Yo, 2026 and the link is feeling cold. Stories of a super runner getting kinda old. Jalen under fire, say his vision's getting tight. Calling him uncoachable every single night. AJ in the tray, got me in my feels. Mr. Hollywood is the brownest on the field. Man, he ain't calling plays, I be searching for the spark. Eagles flying solo, hunting shadows in the dark. Rabel and Rossini trying to launch a master plan. Ever since the photos got you sitting with the fans. Draft day approaching, how we sitting on this perch. Gotta fill some holes, so you know he's on the search. 10 toes down with the Eagles on the scene. Watching out for Cap, cause your boy is bleeding green. Searching through the trending topics, info moving slow. Pro fan talk, always keep you in the know. Pro fan talk. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Pro fan talk. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Pro fan talk. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Pro fan talk. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Pro fan talk.
Oh, what's good with you? Coach Marcus, Pro Fan Talk Thursday. Just been sitting here watching the WNBA games. Olivia Miles and Paige Beckers, Dallas and Minnesota's going at it. Paige Beckers has been on the tier. She is coming into her own this year. She is balling today. Maddie Seacrest balling today. So that's what I got on my other computer right now. And of course, all of the Eagles news is about the schedule and what people are going to be doing on Thanksgiving. So it is what it is. We're going to talk about it. What's going on? How you feeling? Darth Panda's first out the limo. You know, I appreciate you. Daniel Berry Sports, Chris Bruce, Darth Panda, Philly Legend, Carlos, as usual. Afrado. So I did not see the video. I saw a thumbnail from it, but I did not get a chance to watch it. I guess they was all sitting at a table with a question mark. I thought that was kind of funny. What's up, Justin Long? Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday to Justin. Mine is coming up. I'm in July. I'm a Cancer. I'll be up in July. I will be 5'6", OG, triple OG status. So happy birthday, brother. So yeah, man, we finally got it. Washington, Tennessee, then the Bears. The Bears are going to be a good game. Monday Night Football. That's going to be a good game with Caleb Williams. That's going to be a good game. LA, Jaguars in London, then the Panthers, then the Cowboys, then the Commanders again. We get the Commanders out of the way early. Wow. Week 1 and week 8. Okay. Then we done with the Commanders. Okay. Giants come through November 8th. Then we get a bye week on week 10. Steelers, Cowboys, second Cowboys. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get the Cowboys knocked out in 6 weeks. So that's good. Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks. That'll be interesting. The Seahawks will be interesting in week 15 because it'll be the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl was just boring to me. And the funny part is nobody's talked about the Seahawks. Nobody's talked about the Seahawks. It's weird. Super Bowl champions, and they don't, other than Seattle, ain't nobody talking about them. Ain't nobody bringing them up. There's no buzz around it at all. But we'll see what we're going to see. That's December 19th. Then we got the Texans. Then we got San Francisco. Then we close out with the Giants. Okay. Week 18. Why does that say to be determined? So I guess we play at home. So I don't understand that. What to be determined? I guess maybe that's maybe a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday game. I don't know. Depending on, I guess by that time you'll have teams trying to compete to get into the playoffs. So maybe that'll be up in the air, I guess. I don't know. Flex game, yeah, yeah. You're right, K Baker. Um, that makes sense, especially when you're getting down to the end and everybody's fighting and jockeying for position. Okay, okay. So, all right. How does everybody like it? What are we thinking about it? Um, what's the I mean, I don't I like it. I like the fact that we get rid of Washington and we get rid of um Washington and the Cowboys. We're done with them by week 12. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Heck, all three conference teams we're done with by week 12. I don't think we've ever done that before, have we? Wow. Washington, Cowboys, and what am I missing? Oh, the Giants. The Giants is the late one. The Giants is the last week. The Giants is the only one, but we got the big ones out of the way. Washington, we get out of the way, and the Cowboys, we get out of the way. Wow. I like that. Think we going to the Super Bowl? We'll see. That's why you play the games. That's why you see that's why you play the games. I think that the buzz around Sean Mannion will start to pick up once we see what we need to see. I have no doubt that the offense will be fine. He gonna make his mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Jalen's gonna make mistakes or whatever. Because it's new offense, but I think overall we'll be fine. I don't expect, it would be nice, it would be gravy if that happens, but I'm not expecting Jalen to average 350 yards in the air or something like that. We're gonna go back to tried and true, having a balanced offense. That's what wins Super Bowls in Philadelphia. A balanced offense. So I don't understand. We get caught in that false narrative that the optics matter more, and it's like the optics don't matter. The optics do not matter, man. Just play the game, take what they give you, and just go with it. You know what I'm saying? Take what they give you and go with it. Um, it's not that complicated. Not that complicated at all. So you just kind of gotta roll with it. I'm trying to fix this screen real quick because I'm about to do a split screen. So, um, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. We'll do cut transition. So what's everybody think? We have to get rolling by week 10, but gradually we get better after week 6. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the Washington's going to be a tough game. They're going to be hyped up, but we should be able to handle that. We should. But you know how things go, man, with these seasons. And for some reason, we always have trouble with Washington. But at least we start the year off at home. Um, then Tennessee, have no worries about Tennessee whatsoever. The Bears is going to be a great game. That's going to be a great Monday Night Football game. Um, and then we got the Rams at home, so that'll be a good one. The Jaguars will be a good one. That's in London now. I was hoping. See, I wouldn't mind going to that game because I want to see Travis Hunter. But Panthers come here, Cowboys come here, and then Washington. We done with Washington, man. So I'm just amazed that we get all these guys. We get Washington's done, and we got 1-1 with the Cowboys and the Giants before the bye week. That is lovely. That is absolutely lovely. Then we got the Steelers, then the Cowboys again, man. But I like the way the first half of the year plays out, man. We gonna figure some things out. So, yeah, I still Marlo. I gotta go. And I've been saying this for a while, but then I'm so busy with the WNBA stuff right now. Is looking at Green Bay tape, how they run their offense, how they use their motions, how they use their shifts. Just what does the overall scheme look like? Because that's going to be a glimpse of what we're going to do. They're not going to do the same exact thing. They got to change it up because everybody's been watching Green Bay. So I think there are going to be some similarities. There's going to be a few wrinkles in it, but we should be good to go. We should be good to go. So I don't, sounds good to me. That's all I got to say. I'm good with it. So we get we get in and out with the quickness. So I like it. I'm glad it's here. Another step towards getting to the new year. Another step towards getting to the new year. I'm just excited. I want to see what's going to happen, and yeah, I'm ready to get it started, man. I'm ready to get it started. This is where we're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely where we're supposed to be. So we just got to make sure that the damn offense is running right. That's the only but that's a big ass but, man. That's a big ass but. So we'll see. Now we just got to get the OTAs in June. Absolutely. Yep. It'll be here before you know it, man, because we already in the middle of May. So it'll be here before you know it. Before you know it, we're going to be staying up till 3:00 in the morning, seeing what's happening with AJ Brown. I already told y'all I'm doing a live stream June 1st into June 2nd, just to see what's going to happen. So it'll be very, very interesting. Very interesting. So, but that'll be the one where everybody's like, everybody will be ready, like finally. It's like somebody popping the blackhead on on your face. Like finally you're ready for it to finally we get over that. Finally we get past that and what's next. So yeah, finally good with it and ready to see what it looks like on the field. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Jalen Hurts has been putting in work. I'm gonna be streaming from June 1st to June 10th. I'm gonna be streaming when he moves into his new luxury apartment in New England. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, man. What's up, Tiff? So yeah, man. I mean, that's another checkbox. Another checkbox. Now we got the schedule. Now we know what it's gonna look like. All right. Now we know what it's gonna look like. So it's good to go, man. But in any case, I'm gonna be streaming for a month, bro. A lot of stuff going on, man. Just when you think it's safe, something else pops up, man. And it's gonna keep going. So I'm calling this right now. Philadelphia is going to be the center of attention during camp. Not the Seahawks, not the Cowboys, Philadelphia. We are going to be the center of media coverage in camp because everybody wants to see, with all of these narratives coming out about Jalen Hurts and Sean Mannion, is Jalen Hurts uncoachable and all of that BS they've been spouting out for the past 3-4 months. We are going to be the center of attention because everybody's going to want to see what Jalen Hurts and Sean Mannion come up with. So we are going to be the focal point, and that'll be fun. You think everybody got something to say now? The minute Jalen Hurts throws an errant pass or something goofy like that, everybody's going to have something to say. Everybody's going to come out the woodworks. Guarantee you. I'm already getting ready for it. So you're going to have the same suckers coming out. You're going to have the same foolishness coming out. Nothing's really going to change. We just got a different year, man. So I can't wait for it. I can't wait. I'm ready to go. You see 13-3? Okay. Okay. Uh that's very positive. That's very aggressive. But I want to see what just happened. Michaela McBride just went down. She did not get hit in the face. Sometimes these female basketball players they flop more than they do in soccer. She all right. Minnesota's making this a game too. We gonna throw the ball this year? I hope so. I hope so. You know what? I kind of figured out that um, Jalen, it has to make sense for Jalen. I don't think there was ever issue of him not wanting to run the offense or whatever they were claiming. I just think that his football mind, being coached from being a kid with his dad being the coach and all that kind of stuff, Jalen knows how to play football. Jalen understands the concepts. Jalen understands what will work and what won't work. And it is my opinion. I have no evidence. This is just what I think. I think that there were a couple times during the year where they were going over their game plan, and Jalen had to be thinking in the back of his head, like, what the hell is he doing? Like, it was almost like Kevin Patullo was doing some stuff, making it way too complicated. And again, I could be wrong because there was some better ways to do what we were doing, and it just didn't manifest right. Like we would have one half, like I said, we were bipolar last year. It was frustrating. We would have one half where phenomenal, 120 yards passing in the first half and a couple touchdowns, and then come out the second half and it was like we getting coached by fifth graders. So I don't know the real cause of that, but you got to put it at the feet of Kevin Patullo, man. So it is what it is. And Sirianni. Somebody asked me what I felt about, like, if we had a really good year, that I think that we would keep Sirianni or keep Sean Mannion. And I got to thinking about that, and I was like, we would most likely keep Sirianni because that would mean Sirianni has led us to the Super Bowl 3 times since he's been here. Okay, I see you, AZ Fudd. So I don't know. It all depends on how it flows, because people continuously, and this is another narrative created by the media, like people want to act like Sirianni cannot coach. And I'm like, what are y'all looking at? What are y'all looking at? You have to be able to. It is very difficult. You've heard the thing about herding cats. You've heard that it's hard to herd cats because cats are going everywhere. That's what it's like keeping the football team together, because you got so many different personalities and everybody's going in different directions. And to get a group of men like that, all facing the same direction and all on the same page, is supremely difficult. It's supremely difficult. And he got a bad rap. He got a bad rap because of the what you call it, because of the press conference and all that kind of stuff, the flowers and all that kind of stuff. And admittedly, it wasn't the best press conference in the world. You know what I'm saying? It was not the best, and it was not a good look. So, listen, man, Panda, we're gonna have to agree to disagree, bro. Sirianni does not need to go. Like, do you know how hard it is to have a coach that takes you to 3 Super Bowls or to 2 Super Bowls? He made the Super Bowl in his second year, bro. Second year. And this was right after everybody was saying Jalen was, what are they going to do with Jalen? You know what I'm saying? This was right after that. And he took that group to the Super Bowl without a Saquon Barkley. 24 should have been his second Super Bowl win. Should have been his second Super Bowl win. But we got dipped on some BS calls. Uh-oh, who down? Somebody just went down for Minnesota. So, yeah. None of them had a new interview. So Sirianni is a CEO coach. So you know how that is, Tiff. Why do they do? Lord have mercy. I don't. Let me see. Oh, oh. I just watched this. I'm watching the WNBA game on Amazon Prime, and the girl from Minnesota just popped her ACL. And you can tell she popped her ACL because she was going to guard Paige Beckers, and she planted on her right leg and immediately went down. Nobody touched her. And I'm like, if nobody touches you when you go down hard, oh, that is the worst. That is the worst right there when nobody touches you. Nobody touched her. It was all her. I was like, oh no. So, in any case, Sirianni just there for the ride, man. Everybody be trying to go on with Sirianni, man. Leave him alone, though. Oh, they carting her to the locker room. Damn. Is that Shepard? Oh Lord, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is the current defending defensive player of the year. Ooh, I can't tell if that was her left or her right. I think that was her left leg. That was her right. That was her right. It was before she took that second step. Ooh. Paige got to be hurting on that one because that's what happened to Paige with her senior year at UConn. That's why Paige went back for her 6th year. If y'all remember, if you follow women's basketball. So Cheryl Reeves is mad. She said that's bullshit. The players say different about Sirianni, so that's all about. Listen, Tiff, listen. I told this story. I'll tell it again. Back in 23, I thought Nick Sirianni was going to get fired. When we lost that game to Tampa Bay in the playoff games and they blitzed us and we were not ready for the blitz, I thought Sirianni was going to get fired. And he would have deserved to get fired. But when Fletcher Cox said what he said in the locker room before he announced his retirement, that convinced me that Sirianni needed to stay. Because you don't get a player to endorse you like that for nothing. There was nothing to be gained for Fletcher Cox with him saying what he said about Nick Sirianni. He had nothing to gain. His career was over. He was walking out. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be an Eagles Hall of Famer. He's one of the best ever. All he had to do was address the squad. There was no reason to go into what he went into for Nick Sirianni. And for me, somebody that's been in the locker room, and I understand what it means when you're talking about players. Players have a different mindset. Players will keep it real. If they don't like you, they will let you know in no uncertain terms that they do not. I don't think people really understand how many situations, organizations, teams in the NFL where players don't like the coaches don't like the players, the whole thing. It is not as cut and dry as you would think. It is not everybody is happy-go-lucky. Not that simple. Not that simple. And for somebody to have everybody in the locker room facing the same direction, he's to be commended for that. He's to be commended for that because think about it like this: every year a coach is getting fired, and on top of that, you got to get your guys to win. Look at just as an example, and we'll just put them on a scale side by side. Would you take Nick Sirianni or Mike Tomlin? Most people, in my opinion, would probably take Mike Tomlin. But Nick Sirianni's been to more Super Bowls and won the same amount. So what's the problem with Mike Tomlin? What is Sirianni doing that Mike Tomlin can't do? You know what I'm saying? So, ooh, good shot. Courtney Williams is bombing him. What's he doing that? What's Nick Sirianni do that Mike Tomlin can't do? And how come we're having more success as of late? Pittsburgh has had some decent teams. Mike Tomlin all of a sudden is not a bad coach. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I look at, because all things being equal, you would think that Mike Tomlin would be coaching rings around Nick Sirianni, but that's not the case, man. It's just not. It is supremely difficult to get everybody on the same page. Then you got to get everybody on the same page. Then everybody got to stay healthy. And then if they staying healthy, then you got to keep them off social media. Hope, they ain't got baby mama drama or going 106 miles an hour down a 35-mile-an-hour street or something goofy like that. You know what I mean? Shout out to Big Dom. I don't think people understand how much respect Dom dictates in there. Dom is one of the nicest guys. Every time we go to the alumni things, when they have the alumni game, when we go down there to the FanDuel room, Dom is the first person you see, greets everybody. Like, Dom, let me get a picture with you. Dom will, hey, come on back. Let me take a picture with you. Where's the kids? Dom is that dude. But you look at him and you immediately know that's the dude you call when you need some stuff done. He's the guy you call. He will get it done. And I've said this before. And again, I have no idea whether this is true or not. This is just my opinion and my take. It is my opinion that when all of that trouble happened with Jalen Carter down in Georgia, I believe Dom was down there, or Dom had some people down there to sniff it out. And they got back to the Eagles brass and was like, this kid's not involved, take the draft pick. Ooh, Courtney Williams is still dropping bombs. Good Lord. Good shot. Wow, 31 feet with somebody in your face. Bam. Minnesota then came all the way back. Third quarter. So yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff. Like we just don't want to give Sirianni credit, because it's hard to change a first impression. And the first impression of Nick Sirianni was not a good one. That first year, yelling at the crowd and all of the stuff that everybody swear that our head coach shouldn't be doing. And what did he do? The next year, he took them to the promised land. We got to the Super Bowl. And let's not forget, nobody, and I mean nobody, thought Nick Sirianni was going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl. If you thought that, I don't believe you. Nobody thought he was going to take us to the promised land after that first year. You know what I'm saying? You had to look at it, and he had some hiccups and some missteps. And again, everybody gets a turn. This is his first year in a new city, and especially in a city like Philadelphia. Come on, man. But he overcame, and he did what he had to do. Stuck to his philosophies, and again, I've told y'all this before. I'm an Ohio boy. I'm from Cincinnati. I know where he comes from. Mount Union and in that area. I know what that's like. So I know Mount Union, and again, people always want to make a dig on the smaller schools. Well, it's not Alabama. It's not in the SEC. It's not a Big Ten school. Look, if you winning, you winning. I know a lot of guys that went to them big schools and never sniffed a winning season. Almost every year I was in college, I won either a conference or we was in the playoffs. I don't ever remember not going to the playoffs when I was in college. The best we did, though, we made it to my senior year. We was in the Final Four and ended up losing to Marshall. So there's always success, but everybody don't taste it. And I don't care if you at a Division III school, a JUCO school, if you win in a chip, you win in a chip. Everybody they want to poo-poo it because you didn't go to a big school or you didn't do this or it wasn't what you wanted it to look like. Listen, man, did you win a chip or not? My World Bowl ring is still up on my mantle. I'll bring it down if you want to see it. If you want to see my World Bowl ring, put it in the chat. Put a ring in the chat. Find that ring emoji, put it in the chat. I'll grab it for you. Put it in front of the camera. I still keep that ring. Fastest touchdown in World Bowl history. Me, 13 seconds. I might have to pull up that clip. I know I got it somewhere on YouTube. I might have to pull up that clip. But listen, a chip is a chip. I'll fish it out, Alfredo. Give me a second. I'll fish it out. So, and plus, just like we talk about Jalen Hurts, his dad was the coach. Like, their family was the coach. So he comes from that, and you don't come from a situation like that and not learn anything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta so you gotta give him credit. Mount Union is they did winning his program in Division III, I think it is. A chip is a chip, man. I'm telling you. Because there's too many big schools that don't ever win. I remember because here's the thing. When I was coming out, I graduated high school in 1988. And you wanted to go to a D1 school. That was the thing. You wanted to go to a D1 school. Just so you could tell everybody you went Division I. You playing Division I football. That was the thing. And I never forget, I wanted to go to University of Kentucky. I wanted to go to Michigan State because George Perlis was there. Michigan State, University of Kentucky, or Arizona State. Arizona State was my first choice. There was something about Arizona State. I don't know if I just liked their uniforms. They weren't necessarily a very good team, but it was something attractive about the Sun Devils. Arizona State, right? I got a letter from Arizona State, but they never recruited me. George Perlis of Michigan State was recruiting one of my homeboys on the squad, and I wanted the opportunity to talk to him, but I was sick the week he came to school. We won a state title. We was ranked 17th in the country. The week after the state title, the rule was you could not talk to scouts if you were still playing football. So if you go to the state title, you can't talk to any scouts until the end. And the bad thing about that is what happens if they sign somebody else who got ousted in the first round of the playoffs or didn't even make the playoffs. But after the week after we won the state title, I caught mono. And I'm out for the rest of the week. I caught mono on Monday. I was trying to go to my second period class. I couldn't even make it up the steps. I had to sit down on the steps in the stairwell while everybody was walking up the steps going to class because we had 3 levels in our high school. And everybody was looking at me like, Wolf, you all right? Like, they was like, Marcus, you good? And I was like, just hung my head there. Finally, when the bell had rung, made my way down to the nurse's office, called my mom, and I was home for the rest of the week. But that's when all of the scouts came into the school. That's when all of the scouts came. So long story short, missed my opportunity with George Perlis. Maybe Kentucky came. I don't even know because I was out of it. Anybody's ever had mono, you understand what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm talking about. So I ended up taking a trip. I went to Indiana State and I went to Toledo, went to visit in Toledo. Toledo wanted me to sign. And here's the thing. At the time, Toledo was homecoming. That's what Toledo was. When you went to college or you was in high school, homecoming game, you always played a team where you know you was going to mop them because nobody wants to lose homecoming. It just puts a damper on everything. So if you got scheduled for homecoming, they was going to beat your brakes in. And Toledo was a homecoming school. They wasn't winning no games in the MAC. Just not a good school. And so I went up there and visited. And I was so turned off just about how they did things over there. Like it was real last minute. The only thing I wanted to look at was I knew I wanted to study like some type of either mechanical design, architecture, something like that. And the dude was supposed to take me to meet somebody. And I know it was the weekend. I thought they had made a call and somebody, man, we go into these classrooms and all of the buildings is locked. And clearly this dude was guessing. Whoever was showing me around, that dude was guessing. And I was like, ain't no way I'm coming up here. Like y'all not even with it enough to have somebody greet us. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad visit. So I was like, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. And then what happened after that? Then then I went to Indiana State because one of my guys from high school was there. I'm trying to think, was there another visit? No, I think that was it. I only went on 2 visits. And then I was probably going to end up going to Toledo. I probably would have ended up signing with Indiana State. But what happened? I ended up going to I visited Indiana State, came home, and I was trying to make my decision. So I'm at school lifting weights. And we had one of them high schools where at the time we had a pretty nice weight room for our area. So all of the guys, all of the teammates and everybody that went to college, they would always come back to our high school and they would work out in our gym. So we would see the guys that were the seniors when we were freshmen. We would always see them in the weight room. Shane Curry, if y'all remember Shane Curry played at Georgia Tech, then transferred to Miami, got drafted by the Colts, got killed tragically at home in Cincinnati, got shot by some idiot on mistaken identity. Shot him in the nightclub. So, but my point is that we, a lot of those guys, a lot of those alumni would come home and work out. And this is how I always tie this in with Kelsey Mitchell, the WNBA. Kelsey Mitchell's father, Mark Mitchell, was a senior my freshman year in high school. He had already gone to Eastern Kentucky. Back to the setting where I'm about to figure out where I'm going to college. I see Mark Mitchell in the class, in the weight room. And he asked me, hey, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. We dapping and it's all good. Hey, you decide yet? You signed with anybody yet? No. Why don't you, literally, this is what he said. Why don't you roll down and meet Coach Kidd and check out Eastern Kentucky? Sure. I rode down to EKU with him. I don't know if I drove down, followed him down. I can't remember. For some reason, I think I rode down, but I think I ended up following him down. So, yes, I followed him down, right? Never knew Eastern Kentucky. I knew who they were because he went there and looked around. The campus was nice. Coach Kidd was a Hall of Fame coach. He had already won 2 national championships, a bunch of conference. We were in the Ohio Valley Conference, all that kind of stuff. But they had a winning program. And I'll never forget, Coach Kidd looked me in the eye and said, hey, we like you. We watched you, but we didn't think we could get you. That's why we didn't recruit you. But we would love to have you if you want to come. And I remember being in his office, and I was like, I'm looking around like, is this how this happened? I don't know what I expected. I don't know if I was waiting for somebody to jump out from behind a chair and throw confetti. I don't know. But he was like, we'd love to offer you a contract if you want to come here and play football for us. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because I was like, I'm seeing trophies and conference championships. And I was like, I want to be a part of a winning program. Because that's how I was in high school. We was one of the best high schools in the country. So when I tell that story about why I watched the WNBA because of Kelsey Mitchell's dad and all that kind of stuff, that's why. He was a friend in high school. He ended up being my fraternity brother. at Eastern Kentucky. He's the reason I went to Eastern Kentucky, and he was an offensive lineman. So when I was a redshirt freshman and I began to be the starting running back, there was a game when I kind of came out. We played Marshall, and I had 37 carries for 300 yards. And I remember Mark Mitchell was our right guard. He just said, "Follow me." True story. He just said, "Follow me." And we must have ran the same play a good 7, 8 times. And he said, "Just follow me." And I followed him to 300 yards, 37 carries and 3. I'm a redshirt freshman. 37 carries and 300 yards. That's ridiculous. But I did it. So that's my Mark Mitchell story. That's why I love Kelsey Mitchell. I've never even met Kelsey Mitchell. When I graduated from EKU, he graduated that year. He had a couple tryouts, but nothing ever stuck. Then he came back home, started working at our high school, and then he ended up coaching himself. And then he parlayed. People don't know this. Kelsey Mitchell has a twin sister, Kelsey and Chelsea. They both went to Ohio State playing basketball because they won a state title at Princeton, my high school, Princeton High School out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Google it. But he got them scholarships to Ohio State. He was going to be an assistant coach. So he was on the coaching staff at Ohio State when both of his girls were in college. I guess that was part of the deal. Chelsea ended up tearing her knee something awful. And Kelsey, she stayed healthy. And at that time, she broke all of the scoring records. And people forget before Kelsey Plum broke them records, Kelsey Mitchell was the all-time scorer in NCAA history. I'm pretty sure. Then Kelsey Plum broke it. Then Caitlin Clark broke it. So when Caitlin Clark got into the league with the Indiana Fever, you had 2 of the highest scoring players in NCAA history on the same team. People don't even remember that. So, but anyways, that's my story with Mark Mitchell. Big Mark. That's my frat. A5A all day. So, and hold on. I keep these in a shot glass. You see, I got my, you can tell I don't drink because this is all dusty. I got my my A5A shot glass. 1906 Alpha Phi Alpha. So I got the shot glass, and in that glass, I got 3 rings. I have 2. I got 2 conference rings from Eastern Kentucky. Do I wear them? No. I got 2 conference rings from EKU. You know this a long time ago because look how small these rings are. Look how small these rings are. Now they got these big, ginormous things. So those are my Eastern Kentucky Conference Championship rings. And then when we won the World Bowl in '96, this is my World Bowl ring. I don't know if y'all can see that. There we go. This is my World Bowl ring. Claymores. See the got my number on it. So yeah. Let me see. Flip it around. So that's it, man. Keep them rings. If you win the championship, if you're a winner, you're a winner. If you're a winner, you're a winner. So yeah, hey, mono wasn't no joke, bro. I'm just now looking at some of the stuff in the chat. Mono is no joke. It's no joke. You can barely move when you get mono, man. That's crazy. But you know, always take an opportunity to tie in football and the WNBA. That happens all the time. So, but yeah, man. I mean, I say all that to say, when you have an opportunity, Olivia Miles, when you have an opportunity to be a part of a winning organization, you take advantage of it. That is why the Philadelphia Eagles are a destination spot for vets. They are this is a destination spot. If you are a vet and have been languishing in wherever you are, and you want an opportunity to win, go to the playoffs, get a playoff check. Do you know how many pros have never had a playoff check? That is not a guarantee. Never even sniffed the playoffs. So you can't really express how difficult it is because it's not guaranteed. It's just not. So when you get an opportunity, when you get a coach, when you get players and everybody's on the same page in certain ways, you got to take advantage of that, man. So I go all the way back to that person that asked me, do I think they would get rid of Nick Sirianni? No, I don't, because I don't think people really understand how difficult it is to do what he does. Because even if you come in and you call him plays and you doing this, doing that, there's still no guarantee that you're going to win it. Look at Sean McVay. How long did it take him? And everybody will tell you the last 2 years that their team was better than our team, but they still couldn't get it done. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes being the best ain't enough. It takes something else. It takes something extra. It sometimes being the best ain't enough. You got to have something under your sleeve. You gotta come with something in your sock or something like that. Something that ain't nobody expected. What we had in 24, nobody expected Saquon Barkley to be as good as he was. That was the diamond in the rough. In 22, nobody expected Jalen Hurts to play the way he played. That was the diamond in the rough. Because remember, we had Miles Sanders. Sanders was good, but we were still content on trying to throw the ball. I like Miles Sanders, and I'm saying that as a running back. I like Miles Sanders. I wanted to keep him, but we didn't use him right. But we did not want to run the ball. And that is how we in Philadelphia win championships. We have to run the ball. And if it wasn't for Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson and Kelsey and all of that, not Kelsey, but Juergens going into the office and telling Sirianni, like, listen, man, we got to run the ball. If it wasn't for them doing that, Kellen Moore would still be trying to throw the ball all over the field. So when people trying to, put Kellen Moore on the pedestal for helping us win the Super Bowl, he did. However, he had to be convinced to start running the ball first. Remember that. And if you remember, when we lost that game, when we lost in 22, we couldn't run the ball in the Super Bowl. We couldn't run the ball at all. Miles Sanders got hit one time and he was no more good. Then he fumbled. So it was over for him. So we had to throw the ball. And we still won. We lost that game. We lost that Super Bowl because Jalen fumbled. But I don't even want to count that fumble as why we lost, because he made up for that score. We lost because of horrible special teams. That punt return killed us. So, but I'm saying all that to say, man, like, listen, hard to do. Extremely hard to do. And don't get it twisted. What do you say, Coach? I used to be stationed in Thurso, Scotland in the 80s, rooting for the Claymores. What city did you, when I played, we were in the first year, I played 95, 6, and 7. But the first year we went in Edinburgh. We stayed on some hotel. I forget what it was called. It was on the 5th or 4th. It was out there on the 5th or 4th. We stayed right next to a golf course. I mean, they got golf courses everywhere, but it was right on the 5th or 4th. And then 96 and 97, we moved to Glasgow, and we stayed right at Central Station, right at the hotel station, right at the train station. There's a hotel called Central Hotel right on top of the train station in Glasgow. That's where we stayed. So first year was Edinburgh because they didn't know what to do with us. So we was right at the hotel. I mean, the hotel was like kind of like on the outskirts. We had to catch a cab to get down to Princess Street. The damn castle sitting right on the cliff, all that type of stuff, man. So yeah, we was right there in the middle of it, man. I must have collected. That was my thing when I was over there. I started collecting the soccer jerseys. I must have had like 15 of them jokers, man, because they would have some good ones too. So yeah, man, it was fun, man. I love my time over in Europe, bro. Love it. Hey, when people say Jalen fumble cost us the game, it did. I mean, technically you could say that, but because I think we were going to score, we was going to at least get a field goal out of it. So it's fair, but we lost because of that damn punt return, in my opinion. We lost because of that. So, yeah, Edinburgh is good, man. Edinburgh is good. Some of the best Italian restaurants in Scotland. I told that story before. Oh, she walked. They didn't call it. Come on, don't get lazy, Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, it's Jalen played good enough to win. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes that game. Shit. We just couldn't get nothing. We couldn't get home on defense. Didn't get a sack. That's when the field was all crappy and we were sliding all over the place. So it is what it is. What's the box score to this game? So, but anywho, he was face mask on that fumble, but hey, they don't. Yeah, he was, but the thing when he fumbled that ball, didn't nobody touch him. So nobody touched him. It looked like a face mask, but it wasn't. I watched that. I did a video on that play specifically, so I know nobody touched him. So, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. We got back because y'all remember how everybody said how hard it is to get back once you get there once. They just knew that it was going to be that was the last time Jalen Hurts. He got lucky was the narrative. He got lucky. So, I guess we showed them. Oh, Natasha. You're supposed to go around her. Get that. But in any case. All right. I'm about to get up out of here. I've been rocking for almost an hour, 52 minutes. So, but yeah, man, happy about the schedule. Glad it went the way it went. One step closer, man. We almost at June. That's what I keep saying, man. We almost there. We are almost there. So I'm about to land this plane, man. So appreciate y'all coming through in the chat. Listen to me rant and rave about going to college and Mark Mitchell and winning programs and rings. So appreciate y'all, man. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm going to get me some, I don't know, I think I'm going to get me some orange swirl ice cream and get ready. There's another game coming on tonight that I might check out. So, all right. Anybody else got anything to say? If not, I'm out. I will holler at y'all in the next one. See y'all next week, man. Y'all be good. Have a good weekend. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Go Birds.
Yo, 2026 and the link is feeling cold. Stories of a super runner getting kinda old. Jalen under fire, say his vision's getting tight. Calling him uncoachable every single night. AJ in the tray, got me in my feels. Mr. Hollywood is the brownest on the field. Man, he ain't calling plays, I'll be searching for the spark. Eagles flying solo, hunting shadows in the dark. Prabo and Rossini trying to launch a master plan. Ever since the photos got you sitting with the fans. Draft day approaching, how we sitting on this perch. Gotta fill some holes, so you know he's on the search. 10 toes down with the Eagles on the scene. Watching out for Cap, cause your boy is bleeding green. Searching through the trending topics, info, moving slow. Pro fan talk, always keep you in the know. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar from the bird. birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Fans up, hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score. Fans up, where the real ones ball. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover